Jimmy here from the little speed shop once again. Today, because it's October and it's starting to get chilly, we're going to get cars ready for the winter. We're going to tell you the things you're going to want to do to get your car ready for the winter, whether you can do it yourself or whether you want to have a professional like me and the crew here at the little speed shop do it for you. These are the things you're going to want to check out. I think the number one most important thing you need to check out before you venture into the winter months, especially in western New York, is your tires. Okay? Most cars weigh about 3,000 to 4,000 pounds these days, and the only part of the car touching the road, tires. So put your eyeballs on your tires, take a look at the tread, and look all the way across your tread. Now, like this is an excellent tire that's in excellent condition all the way across. Okay? What you want to look for on your car is that all four of them are similar or the same. You want to look for the fact that they're wearing even. You want to look for the fact that they're not bald on the inside, because we see this every once in a while where they look mid out here where your eyeballs see them, and yet they're down to the cords on the inside. So don't be taken by surprise when something like that happens. That's a sign that you might need an alignment or possible suspension components to repair that type of situation. Another thing you want to check, real important, and nobody ever checks this until they need them, wipers. Okay? They dry rot like crazy, especially in the sun. You're going to want to replace them about once, maybe even twice a year, depending on how much driving you do. In the winter months, a lot of people like to get the winter wiper blades. They're great. They don't last long. They're real soft. They move a lot of snow. Sometimes you don't even have to scrape the window. You just give these things a go. The snow comes off. You're on the road. But they wear out quickly. So if you've got some winter wiper blades on from last year, or if you've even got some summer blades that have been on there a little while, take a look at them. You can tell right away if they're no good. Just turn them on, squirt some water on there. Does it move the water off the window? Yes or no? If it's no, they got to go. They're not that hard to change. You can probably do that yourself, or you can have a pro like us do it. It's not too tough. The other thing you want to do, it's real important, is check your fluid levels, okay? Because one of the worst things in the world is to come out in the middle of November, the first time it hits single digits, tick the heat on, and the heat says, sorry, Charlie, we don't have enough coolant for that. You want to make sure that the coolant level is correct and that the coolant looks good, okay? Because coolant does eventually wear out, although we have a lot of long life coolants nowadays, and they last 4 to 5 years. So if you got a car that's around that age, you may want to think about getting a coolant flush like I'm doing right here to this car, which is on the order of about 8 years old. So this is the factory coolant, you can tell by the color, and it's a good idea to get that changed. And what we'll do is get the old coolant out along with all the dirt and any other garbage that might have been in the cooling system, and fill it up fresh, make sure it's filled to the top. We'll bleed the system, and we'll make sure that the heat works the first time it's 5 degrees out, and you turn it on, and you're nice and toasty. And you can drive down the road and defrog the windows and everything, okay? A lot of the other fluids in your car, they're a little tougher to check, especially nowadays where they have taken the oil dipstick completely out of the picture. That may show up in your instrument cluster or in your control display if you have that type of vehicle. But you want to make sure that you have a good oil level, and you want to kind of try to keep track, maybe in your mind or with a window sticker, when was the last time it was changed. If it's due, you're definitely going to want to get it changed. Oil is very important in the winter, it's important in the summer, it's important all the time. But different oils are required for different climates sometimes, and you want to make sure you got the right stuff in there. Also too, brake fluid and brakes. Getting moving in the winter sometimes is tough, but once you're moving, you got to be able to stop. You're going to want to take a look at the brakes, the pads, the calipers, and the rotors, make sure everything's in working order. It's not too tough to tell if they're in working order, but a lot of times when they're right at the edge and they're going to wear out, you want to get them before they get metal to metal. Sometimes if you wait too long, you may need more parts than you would have if you've just done it a little sooner. So you want to get an eyeball on those. You want to make sure that your fluid's good. A lot of people have different theories about brake fluid. One theory that we stand by here at the little speed shop is that brake fluid is hygroscopic, which means it absorbs moisture, water, okay? And you might think, okay, big deal, right? Water's fluid, it should work as brake fluid, right? Not really, because water boils at about 212 degrees or 100 degrees Celsius if you're a big fan of the metric system. And when it does boil, it turns into air, and air in your brakes, we all know, is not so good. So you want to make sure that you get any water that's in the system out. And at the little speed shop here, we recommend brake fluid flushes about every 2 years, and that's a manufacturer's thing. It's not even really something that we came up with. We just follow along with BMW's recommendations to get that stuff out, get good stuff in, and keep the performance in the brakes tip top, because They're important. If you ever had to do a panic stop for one reason or another, you know. We're going to also want to take a look at the lights, make sure that all of your lights work. It's going to be dark by like noon around here pretty soon, and that makes your lights more important, obviously. Anyway, you want to check your lights. That's something you can do at home. It's really simple. Just have somebody stand in front of the car and say, "Yo, are all my lights working?" And hit the high beams and everything, and your fog lights and all those. And also, it's in this state anyway. It's a New York State inspection item. You want to make sure all that stuff works.